I'm pleased to be interviewing Gayle Fuguitt, who is President CEO of the ARF. And I'd like to ask you about this year's conference on measurement. Can you tell us what the overall theme is?
Yes, the overall theme this year is translating talk into action. And I think it's really important because a lot of us in the research industry feel that there's been a lot of talk about cross-platform measurement. It's critically important. There's never been a more important time to be in research or a harder time. In addition, there's never been a bigger opportunity to have impact, but we have to start acting now.
To address this issue, what do you have coming up? What should we expect next week?
So we have important keynotes. Arianna Huffington is going to be talking about both her book Thrive, which I think is really relevant for us in research. I think some of us are feeling like we're trying to survive, and it'll be great to hear someone talk about thriving, but not just from the standpoint of the book that she wrote, from the standpoint of a person that's clearly reinvented herself as publishing and consumer connections, and journalism itself has changed immensely, as you know. Lynn Power from JWT is going to be speaking, CEO, and she's going to be speaking about translating big data into creative connections for consumers. And I love that. That's kind of the combination of art and science, right? Everybody's trying to figure out what to do with big data, and she has created an important treatise about kind of a premise and some hypotheses about and specific examples with clients like Johnson & Johnson about how to take insights from big data and translate it into creative ideas to make better consumer connections. And then I'm really, really excited. You know, the speaking sessions of kind of the platinum sessions this year are going to be more panels than individual speakers, and it's a combination of groundbreaking research, CBS, continuing the original work that they did on their CPA, their platform measurement, and really making sure that you hit the right target. And that's with, again, Leslie Wood and Nielsen Catalina and Coke. So they're going to have and actually they're bringing new technology that will be an interactive questioning system. So they're going all in for this, for their presentation by David Poltrak. And then Artie Bulgren is going to be moderating a panel. He's going to give a call to action to the industry that is, I'm not gonna steal his thunder, but he places out a very provocative point of view. And then for the first time ever, I believe, or at least since I can ever remember in my career, we're going to have all the players on the stage that are, you know, formerly known as competitors, right? At the same time. So we're going to have Andrew Appel from the CEO of IRI. We're going to have Steve Hasker leading Nielsen. We're going to have Serge Mehta from ComScore and Erwin Gottlieb from Group M. And so that's a very, very important panel, set of panelists, and Artie's going to lead that panel, and I'm really excited about the prospect of that presentation. So Steve Hasker from Nielsen has brought their spotlight session, and rather than just doing a speech, they're actually going to have a panel discussion about kind of totaling it all up and looking at the state of audience measurement today and what's happening and what needs to happen. And that's critically important. Look, you know, one of the things that we've said from the beginning of when we kind of declared this measurement mandate is that what have been previously known as the traditional solutions providers have to lead out. We're dependent on them. And so the fact that Nielsen is bringing together Artie Bulgren from ESPN and folks from Horizon Media, they are going to bring perspective through this panel of what does total audience measurement look like today and what does it need to look like in the future. Just absolutely delighted to have that as part of our content.
What is the ARF's measurement mandate?
So the measurement mandate from the ARF's perspective is really a leadership mandate, but it starts with translating talk into action, which is the theme of our conference. We're looking for common GRP, common ROI metrics so that we can compare measurement across platforms. critically important. We're looking for decision-timed, C-suite friendly communication, which is a leadership mandate. And then we're looking for new solutions, experimentation, and experiential learning, and everyone has to share. Because what I've discovered in this job, I've been here now for just over 2 years, is that I have been able to see amazing things going on out into the industry, and we've presented a number of those things on our stage, but everyone hasn't seen each other's solutions. And so there's a real strong feeling in the industry right now that we actually haven't made progress in cross-platform measurement. So our mandate is to define and articulate what the principles of measurement are, what they need to be. And we've initiated these ground truth experiments to say, all right, we know advertising works, but we need to figure out what is true cross-platform ROI today, how do we optimize media spending across platforms, and how do we jumpstart mobile measurement. And so in the ARF's measurement mandate, we're actually going to bring our own solutions to bear in terms of original research, which has been what the ARF has been doing for years and years and years.
Tell me about these ground truth experiments.
All right, so I can't be just the person that says translating talk into action, not do it myself. So what we did is just about a year and a half ago, we had an industry leader forum where we posed the question to the industry, whose models are keeping up with the consumer today? And people kind of mixed it up. And then there was a lot of debate and dialogue that followed up. But what we did this year is on February 11th, we convened 40 leaders at GFK at their offices downtown, coincidentally right near where our conference is going to be. And we walked in the room, and for 4 hours I said, we're going to come up with experiments, and we want each of you to put yourselves in the position of being venture capitalists. What would you invest in, and what are the key questions that need to be answered? And that group came out with 7 key kind of initiative areas, which we've culled down to 3. So we have 3 ground truth experiments. One is common cross-platform ROI measurement across all the platforms that's comparable. The second one is around optimizing cross-platform investments. So if I have $1 to spend, where should I spend it? And that includes sequencing of messaging. Should it be television first, then a video ad on your mobile? What about that TV on your exercise bike? And how about your iPad? What order should this messaging go in? And then we really want to understand how consumers absorb this messaging using some neuroscience. So we're going to really push out on some of the original research platforms that the ARF has traditionally been pushing on, what I refer to as the bleeding edge. And then finally, in the area of mobile measurement, which is last but not least, it's most important, because we know mobile is the fastest growing and arguably the most important platform for consumer connection. And it's the one that's least well understood from a measurement standpoint. So we have RFPs out on these experiments. We're going to be assigning that work and awarding that work, and we're going to be presenting early reads of the work in November at Facebook's offices at our conference, and then we're going to have the full report at Rethink.
For those of us who are used to going to Times Square, there's something else that's different this year. You've switched venues. What made you decide to do that?
Right, we're going downtown. I think we need a fresh view and a fresh approach. And the thing I really love about the Conrad, with another Hilton hotel, is that it faces the Freedom Tower and the Statue of Liberty. And I think that we find ourselves in times of great complexity. In fact, we have done surveys and people say these are the most complex times in 50 years, over 50 years in advertising and the research and analytics industry. And so what better place to be inspired than with a view of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island and the Freedom Tower, where we can remind ourselves that in times of challenge and change, there's great opportunity, and we can be inspired, I think, by all the possibilities. And I think what I love about it is it really puts it all in perspective. because these are, yes, challenging times, but what an amazing opportunity we have. So I love this venue, and on all the way on to the extended metaphor, and it's a lovely property. It has windows, and we're going to have, of course, plenty of time to have networking and cocktail parties and all the great stuff that's really important about addressing these issues, which is, conferences are really about a conversation, about making a personal connection, not just about listening to speeches and speakers.
How was attendance this year?
All right, so we're sold out. Now the question I have is, who sells out a research conference, right? We're right down to the wire. We've added seats, we've changed table formations as many ways as we possibly can. I just think it's the strongest evidence that we could possibly have, and how important these issues are. The measurement mandate, the whole area of cross-platform measurement and targeting audiences, the role of advertising today, and then translating. I'm proud of the theme, translating talk into action. But I'm completely dazzled and kind of overwhelmed by the fact that we've sold out a research conference. I think it's amazing.
So if you haven't registered yet, is there any way you could hear a little bit about what's going on?
Absolutely. If you haven't registered yet, you can certainly go on our website, and the material will be, we actually already have a mobile app set up. The material will be disseminated on a regular basis. We are going to do the trip reports that we always do. We have a Sunday workshop series that's the view on viewability and going from robots to results. And George Ivey and Bob Leotis, a number of my industry counterparts, Cheryl Main, Jane Clark, are going to be there giving talks, in addition to some winning papers, Leslie Wood and others, Samsung. So I'd encourage people to sign up for Sunday afternoon, and then just keep an eye out for this regular content that will be going out. And then very quickly, it will all be posted on our website.